For problem number 2, it asked for the sum of x and y. So be very careful. The initial thing that I noticed was that it had the word sum in all capital letters. So be sure that if it asks you for the sum or the product or something, that you make note of it. Because once you get into the process of solving, that's the biggest mistake, is that we just like forget what the question was asking. So I like to write it in all caps, sometimes put like a cloud around it, so that I remember that sum is what I'm looking for. Once I find my answers, I need to find the sum, which means to add. And so I need to add up my x and my y value once I find them. So the first thing I need to do is actually find them using either substitution or elimination. And I have probably said this, but I prefer elimination. However, when I look at this, I notice that this already says x equals, and so this is set up perfectly for substitution. If you do like elimination more, you would have to move this plus 2y to the other side by subtracting, and then you'd have to multiply it all by -1 to be able to eliminate. However, since this is already set up for substitution, I am going to substitute in my x equals expression for x. And so I am going to rewrite that first equation, but I'm going to substitute in this 11 plus 2y for x, since x is equal to this. These are the same, so I can put this where x was. And then the rest of the equation stays the same. And now we can go ahead and simplify this so I can find out what the value of y is. So I'm going to first distribute, and I get -77 minus 14y, and then the rest is not part of the parentheses, so I just bring it down. Then I notice that I have like terms, so I'm going to just combine my like terms that are on the same side. So -14 minus 2 is -16. And then I am looking to see which of these is a like term with this. Since this is just a constant, I want to move the 77. And I get -13 plus 77, 64. And then I can divide and get -4. So -4 is my y value. Now I'm finding the sum of x and y, so I do need my x value as well. Be careful, because if you notice, one of the answer options was -4. It was purposely there to trick you. It's not asking for the y value, it's asking for the sum. So this alone is not our answer. We now have to use this to find x. And we can plug this into either of these original equations. It makes the most sense to plug it into this one because it already is set up as x equals, so it'll require less work for us. So we're going to take this -4 and plug it in for y. So we get 11 minus 8, and 11 minus 8 is 3. So now I have my x and I have my y. Again, another one of the answer options was this 3, but that's not our answer. This question asked for the sum of these two values, so I just need to add them up. -4 plus 3 is -1. So this is actually my answer. So be very careful when it asks you for things like the sum or the product. The answer options will be there to trick you, and it'll kind of rely on you missing that crucial piece of information. So make sure you make note of it, put it in a cloud, or write it really big so you don't forget.